NSFW. How would society be different if everyone was naked? Well, I definitely wouldn't be able to find my keys, prison wallet, or ham wallet. Public shower areas would be as common as public restrooms. You would probably have public showers like we have water stations now, since people would need to wash more often. There would be a lot less habitable zones for humans to live in. My area gets so cold in winter that even from going outside for a smoke, my exposed hands swell up and bruise. Now imagine that on a whole body. We would straight up die after a while, starting with losing our feet. Maybe this would lead to giant biomes for people to live in during the cold months. Tube towns. Minneapolis checking in. High school would be messy. Middle school would be so much worse. College wouldn't change all that much. The old folks' home wouldn't change all that much. Church would be terrifying. Frying pan handles would be longer. I've burned my shitting nipple. Bacon grease on a clitoris or penis would make clothes be reinvented quickly. We would probably eradicate mosquitoes. Got a skeeter on my Peter. Whack it off. This is the correct answer. Clothed fetish. Would lingerie become super sexy? It isn't already. Well, yes, but I am wondering if in this hypothetical, lingerie would become a super horny thing instead of just for enticement. I think it would remain the same. In a clothed world, it's sexy for what it reveals. In a nude world, it would be sexy for what it covers. I work in construction. My job would become considerably more dangerous. Wear PP, penis protection equipment. You'll never have your ball sack savaged by a splintery 2x4 again. Oh my god, a little baby hard hat for your man with a tiny mustache too in the orange vest. Mental image of having one of the village people as a penis. Fights over thermostat settings would get deadly. You say like it already isn't. Fashionable pubic haircuts would be more common. Oh no, I don't want to imagine my pubic hair with braids. Try imagining them with dreads. That should change the mental image. Pubic mullet business up front, party in the rear. I grow mine for business on the twig, but let it go wild and bushy around the berries. No more laundry. I don't know what I would do with all of the free time. Hug your loved ones. Oh god, society would end up relatively ducked or suddenly incest. Some would develop a morbid fear of hot soup. Fried foods would be a very expensive delicacy due to the high salary of employees willing to risk their junk. Can I please have an order of fries? No wait, never mind. I only have 85. Wait a minute, where would we keep our wallets? I feel like items like backpacks, fanny packs, and purses would be something everyone wears in public due to no pocket space. I would not consider those clothes. I am thinking a sash over one shoulder, similar to what Kiwabaka wears. Something with a smartphone holder. Everyone would be able to give speeches confidently. If you get nervous that all the boys get boners when you speak in front of the class, just imagine them all clothed. WTF is clothed. Something people in our society used to be before the event. This sounds like the plot for a Japanese visual novel. It would be a lot harder to conceal carry. Harder, but not impossible. Something prison wallet. Tarkov patched it out. Sunscreen industry would be bigger than Amazon. Design for outdoor spaces would also prioritize shade more trees, more bushes. I prefer trimmed.
Shredded and Saint Attila raised the hand grenade up on high, saying, O Lord, bless this thy hand grenade, that with it thou mayst blow thine enemies to tiny bits in thy mercy. And the Lord did grin, and the people did feast upon the lambs and sloths, and carp and anchovies, and orangutans and breakfast cereals, and fruit bat and large chew.
Considering most of you mother duckers have a hard time washing your hands, I'd probably start carrying around my own personal chair. God only knows what goes on back there. It's customary for nudists to carry towels.
Now there's a hoopy fruit who knows where his towel is.
I'd certainly reconsider letting my kids sit on Santa's lap at Christmas time. How would we even distinguish Santa from everyone else? That's a good point. Maybe he'd have elves or reindeer hanging about. He'll have his candy cane hanging about. Duck you. I love you, but duck you. boners wouldn't be a secret anymore. Society would have to come to terms with that. Sometimes they're random and that's normal and healthy and you can't really help it. And sometimes they're because someone is attractive and that's normal and healthy and you can't really help it. Which sounds fine in principle, but in practice there's probably be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth if someone's boss teacher old guy next door always gets an erection when they show up. Don't you think that constant exposure would probably almost totally erase a problem? Doubt it. We have constant exposure to clothed women already and you still get boners when you see an attractive clothed woman. Damn, there must be something wrong with me. I very rarely get a boner even when I see extremely hot women and are attracted to them. Seriously, should I be worried? I'd spend less time imagining what everyone looks like naked. On average, how many hours per week you do it now? 4 hours a day times. How many days are in a week? I wasn't paying attention in school. I was too busy imagining my teachers naked. Hope your teachers were hot then. No a-hole here. Mr. Polskamp was an ugly old man. MS. May, though, was very fine and only a few years older than us. The majority of the people would live in the tropical subtropical zone. Mosquitoes though. We have mosquitoes in Norway too. Those duckers get everywhere. Not many in Britain though. There are a few in Britain but in the main I think they get put off by the poor quality of our blood. As a fellow Norwegian with highly sought after blood confirmed by over 500 mosquitoes each year, can you teach me the ways of decreasing my quality of great one? We'd be colder, more sunburned, and more chafed, rugged like Chad. While menstruation would be hell, bloody footprints. They are either hurt or menstruating. The sharks are evolving like nabs. Having been a patron of a clothing optional club is interesting for a few minutes, then you go back to what you were doing. I really think most people would benefit from going to a nude beach or naturist village. Everyone thinks it will be super sexual, but it gets normalized very quickly. People in their heads think both those places are going to have a bunch of Megan Fox and Chris Hemsworths running around, except it's more Mr. Feeney and Angela Merkel. Easier to normalize when it isn't something you actually are attracted to. If you go somewhere crowded like Hallover you'll see a fair amount of attractive people mixed in. It's still not that big of a deal. You'll peek of course, but you do that on the normal beach too. Hallover Beach Inlet in South Florida. Bidets would be much more popular. I first read this as Biden LOL. Fighting would get a lot weirder. The Olay dick twist. Slap them with your dick and guard. Well, people would get very into tattoos, as if they aren't already. Seriously, the price alone blows my untattooed ass away. I don't know many people with just one tattoo either. I swear people go 30 years without a tattoo and then get that one they always wanted, but after that one they go 6 months before suddenly they want a second. What I am understanding about this is that the universal guitar ownership formula applies to tattoos too. The amount of guitars you need, the amount of guitars you have one. Remember that syndrome quote from The Incredibles when everyone's super, no one will be. As someone whose family used to go to nudist camps a lot, same applies. You stop noticing or caring that everyone's naked very quickly. Honestly, seeing someone with a shirt on draws more attention than anything. As someone whose family used to go to nudist camps a lot, how does this look? Did you have a big family? Wasn't it awkward? It was me, my brother and our parents who went usually, and both me and my brother were at that clothing escapist age when we first went. So that being told we didn't have to put clothes on was a bonus to us. LOL. Clothing escapist age is so accurate. My granddaughter is 4.5 years now and lives with me, and every day she comes home from daycare and strips down to her underwear to sit on the couch with her juice box and watch Scooby-Doo. She's living the dream already. Sounds like a brilliant way to wind down from a busy day if you ask me. We would probably be nicer to each other. Having been to naked resorts, it is surprisingly hard to be mean to someone when you are both vulnerable and naked with all your flaws and scars out there. Click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.